Ciao guys, welcome to another episode of the Personal PR Show. And today we're here with CF. CF, hello, how are you?
I'm doing outstanding. Thank you for having me today. I'm looking forward to this.
This is amazing. Thank you so much for making the time. And today's topic is going to be so formative for all of us, because in our group, usually we talk about public relations and we talk about TV a lot, and we talk about, being featured on TV, but we don't talk about having our own TV channel, which seems to be possible thanks to you. So how can we get a TV channel?
Oh, it's pretty easy and simply. I mean, I stumbled upon it myself. I would never thought at this day in life that you would actually have your own channel in terms of getting rid of the mainstream platforms, the TV channels, but you can have your own. And due to the fact that now we're more savvy with platforms like Zoom and the lives, we can do it now at the comfort of our home and connect with people around the globe. So pretty much getting started with what you currently already have. I tell people, you don't need anything massive. You don't need to be a Sony or a Paramount or a Lionsgate type of thing. Just start where you are, utilizing with the technique and the tools you have, which is your smartphone, your Zoom, your webcam, and start there. That's the first step, is starting with what you currently have and doing the best you can with where you are and grow further into it.
Oh my God, this is amazing. So we don't have to get any special equipment. We can even stream to TV from our Zoom. Did I understand correctly?
You can. To be transparent, I could get to my technology guy to get all that stuff together because I'm on the other side of it. But definitely in terms of just getting started simplistically and you feeling kind of out of sorts, I tell people just start as recording things. You can also do it on demand. But just getting started, if you feel kind of somewhere you want to edit it, get some certain things in order, and having certain parts added, like your lower third, your name or logos, all that kind of stuff. Just keep it simple. Just record with what you currently have and move forward.
Wow, this is amazing. And what happens afterwards? So let's say we have, we started using the equipment that we have, and then how does can we actually connect to TV? How does it work that we have our own TV channel? This is something that we think that only, big TV networks can have, but it seems that everybody can have their own channel these days. It's really groundbreaking.
Well, I discovered it myself back in 2013. I've been familiar with it. Streaming platforms like Roku, if you heard of Roku, streaming TV or platform, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick. And so 2013, somebody had mentioned to me Roku. I had never heard of it before. And so like most people, I come home and you use this big old thing called Google to Google search and see what it's about. And so I came across Sony. Because everyone heard of Sony. Sony is an international brand that we've all grown up with in some shape or form. And so I bought a Sony one. I was very, very happy with that, complacent. And then 6 months later, a colleague of mine, a buddy of mine said, yo, you can get on TV with this Roku. Never heard of Roku still. I'm like, okay, really? But how can I get on Sony? Because again, Sony's like Nike. And to me, I thought Roku's like Skechers. No one really knew about it. They heard of Skechers, but really wasn't trying to fashion with, with Skechers back then. And so I was looking for how to get onto the Sony. Just was a bust. And I finally bought the Roku and my mind was just blown away. And so when I looked at it and bought it, it's like, wow, it had more options. It had more channels. I just didn't know anything about it. And pretty much it was just like having like a cable. No matter where you are, you may have a cable provider. But it gives you opportunity to utilize this platform, Roku, and plug into where you may have a developer where I can help you with that and have your own platform to where now you have control. Unlike YouTube, you have YouTube, but YouTube controls you, where if you do something wrong, they put you in YouTube jail. They can monetize on your channel, what you're getting paid and things like that. But this platform allows you to do whatever you want, how you want to do it with your own content, run it the way you want to, and monetize it how you want to. So utilizing a platform like Roku gives us the ability to have our own channels and really reach a global audience 24/7.
This is amazing. Wow. So we have talked about the technicalities, right? When it comes to how we can leverage our own TV channel for business purposes, what would you say are the main advantages?
The main advantage that most people don't look at is in terms of we definitely are all media people now. In terms of it allows you now that you look at yourself as a media person and wherever your expertise may be, wherever your niche is, your market may be, now it positions you differently compared to your competitors. Now you can go to different events and position yourself as someone, for example, if you're in accounting, if you're into SEO, if you're into small business, whatever, now you can come at them as well as a or as a media person to say, I am this person, I can help give you more exposure, but giving your brand now another a set of eyes where you're not just somebody who does SEO, a bunch of entrepreneurship or business leadership, but you also provide media. And now you can partner. It opened doors for me to interview people I've only seen on television, go to events I've only imagined, get invited. I'm at my computer and people invite iDefine TV because they want to have us in the room. I've had people, position us. It's a great platform to do a whole lot. So just don't look at it just as doing shows or having a channel, but opening the door to where you're really now inviting yourself to events and opportunities that you would not ever imagine. Just say, okay, I have a YouTube channel or I have a Facebook, whatever. But now you actually have a channel that's on a global platform like Roku.
Wow. And how can get people access to these global platforms? So would they need to, I don't know, to have a Roku subscription and then they get access to everybody who has a channel on Roku?
So Roku is really, it is TV based. So either with Roku, you either have the Roku TV, which they have a production of televisions that's Roku specific, or if you don't have the TV, like myself, I have the Roku device. So you can go to Roku.com or you can go to Amazon or your major electronic store and buy the little device and you plug it into your TV, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and voila, there you have Roku and you have all these thousands of channels that's available to you to a global audience.
Wow, this is amazing. And do we have our own channel for, 24/7, or is that we have it just a few hours a day?
No, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's no matter where you are. So for iDefine TV, we have it where it's on demand. So when people come to watch, there is not like traditional television, you have 7 to 8 is a show and then 9 to 10, something else. I have it where it's on demand. So when people come to watch, like for example, I have my iDefine business series spotlight I do. Is available to watch and it's there for them to come watch, pause, rewind it. So it's like, again, like similar to a Netflix, or my own version of a Netflix where now people can watch at their own leisure. So if you miss it or you want to come back, you can. So it's really, really robust to what you can do with it.
Yes. Wow, this is amazing. You mentioned your own business series. So what is it that you talk about in this? You made me curious.
Yeah, so initially when I first started iDefine TV, I was doing a business spotlight series. I had partnered with a business mixer here, one of the largest ones here in Atlanta. And I was doing a 2-minute business spotlight series, letting people to spotlight who they were, give a tip of strategy. And so I moved forward and was getting more people on the channel and growing the business side of it. But then during July of last year, I decided to relaunch, but people say, well, don't you have a podcast or something? I said, no, I'm here to help other people get their podcast onto a global audience. And I said, well, you know what? I can now do my business spotlight series now and have a conversation to more than just now just locally, but take it to where I can have it half an hour. So it's a conversation. I've interviewed people who are inventors. I've interviewed authors, those who are experts in health and wellness. It's a little bit everything. My thing is about edifying, educating, inspiring. And that's what it's all about. Just anything in terms of either helping people out bullying. It's a whole gamut of different things. So I look at that type of content and those who are wanting to be on to really expand their reach and get them out there. And we help them with the marketing side of things, promotional stuff online. So it's a good combination of TV and online as well, because it's not a this or that, it's a combination of both worlds put it together, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, this is amazing. Now you mentioned so many different guests coming from so many different walks of life and areas of business. Wow. So that shows us indirectly that you have quite a network.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I've had this day, I've interviewed people as far as Sweden, as far as India, here in the United States. So it really has grown and it's been fun because it allows me to learn, and you just never know what someone knows and how they can serve somebody else, no matter where we are, because it's amazing how things have changed over the decades, how beforehand we were all plugged in to where I would not be talking to you today, 30 years ago. But now today we're able to talk seamlessly because we're streaming around the globe nonstop. So that's amazing in itself. I just think it's amazing.
Right. And we take it for granted. But every single morning, I say to myself, do you know what? We are all so lucky, because in the morning, I talk to people in Australia, like I'm based in Europe, I talk to people in Australia and Asia. And then the afternoon and evening, I talk to the States, both coasts. Right.
Yeah.
And to me, like sometimes we take it for granted. Sometimes, though, I stop for just a few seconds and I'm like, do you actually realize what is possible today through this tool?
Right.
Comfort of your own office, you can talk to the whole world. And when I'm not joking, when I say that, I talk regularly with Fiji as well. I've very often have interviews and so on with Fiji people in Fiji. This is amazing. So we've seen that having your own TV channel is conducive to business, is conducive also to networking, as you have just highlighted. And CF, is it conducive as well to your personal brand, would you say? Because personal brand is one of the things that we talk about here on the Personal PR Show. We talk about personal brand, thought leadership, media relations, and super connecting as well. So personal brand is definitely something that we need to consider as well when we are talking about the benefits of having your own TV channel. Would you say so?
Most definitely. When I initially started and wanted to roll out the channel, the naming was important to me. I wanted to make sure that it was something that's going to be favorable, that's going to be informative, that's going to, get people thinking. And pretty much iDefine TV, I consider more than just a name of a company, but it's an affirmation. It's a mantra. If you say iDefine TV means that television is built by you. It is a place for those who are the dreamers, the doers, and the visionaries. So you want to create that branding that's going to speak life. And at the same time, I wanted to make sure that the type of content that I wanted on the channel, definitely I wanted to make sure that it's something that if a parent left their child and they came and stumbled upon it, would it be something favorable? So then itself, iDefine TV is a good brand. And also too, what kind of content I bring on, those who may be content producers who want their own show on iDefine TV, it had to be suitable to my brand. So we're all working together, their brand, my brand. So I build a brand, but they got to make sure that I don't want anybody coming in anything, derogatory, negative. So it is a branding situation from beginning to end. And again, I can go back to when it's time to reach out and someone, you have that brand that receives you, but now they allow you to come into that event because your branding is in line with what they have to offer. You don't have anything that's going to be wild and crazy that may not fit them. So definitely it opens doors and it grows, and you want to make sure you're scaling it, your brand, to go along with what you want it to be down the line. So I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for agreeing with me. It's amazing to see how we can really, we can really create our personal brand and promote our personal brand through many different channels. And these days, TV as well. So we know that we know the technicalities about getting your own TV channel on Roku. We know the benefits, so mainly for business, networking, and personal branding, but then certainly many other benefits. And the next question comes spontaneous now, because I'm sure that everybody got excited. Everybody who's watching are going to say, yes, let me have my own TV channel. But maybe they could be on the fence because they think that could be, quite expensive. So is this a myth that we can debunk when it comes to costs? Is it expensive or not to have your own TV channel?
I mean, it all depends. Again, I offer people 3 ways to reach the actual Roku subscribers or viewers. I offer them opportunity. 1, they can be interviewed by me on the business series. 2, if they just want to get started, they can actually have their own show on iDefine TV, and then they can lead into having their own channel. Of course, there's an upfront cost to getting everything designed, laid out. That's where the bulk of it is. But monthly is really attainable, affordable. And I look at it in terms of speaking with people, what do you want it to do and what your expectations are? Because once you get it designed and it's up there, you want to make sure that you're going to have something that's going to be creating content for it on a regular. You can repurpose if you already have a YouTube channel, if you're a podcaster, different ways. You can bring people on to be co-producers and on your channel. So there's different ways you can look at it in terms of just not having a channel, but how you want to monetize it and how you can leverage it. So it can be something lofty in terms of as getting it started at 5,000 or more. But it's all about what you're looking at to do, what you want the channel to do, and all the moving parts. But it's attainable, something, and it's not a one-time thing all at one time. We like to have people take time to get it started because we have to get everything laid out and designed. So you do like half now, and then we design it, get your approval, and then later on you pay the other half, and then you have your monthly. But it's something doable. Like I said, when I looked at it, it was nothing to think about. I really didn't think about it. I was looking like, how do I do this? I was ready to get started because it was just mind blowing that I was able to do something at that point. And in 2013, people still wasn't really savvy with Roku, and I wasn't savvy. And it's still, I say it's still small, but yet it's big with over 70 million monthly active users who streaming like over like 58 billion hours of content on a regular basis. So they're the most active, users of a platform, and it's growing nonstop. Their stock is getting better. And so it's something to think about. It's attainable, but just to look at it how you want to maneuver through it. And if you don't want to do that, you can definitely have a show and dream towards that goal of creating your own channel, but it's attainable.
It's attainable. Oh my God, this is amazing. So basically now officially we can say that Roku could really be part of your own channel strategy, because, CF, in personal PR, we talk about omnipresence, and we talk about omnipresence. We define omnipresence by 3 dimensions. Number 1 is your own channel. So the channels that you own, where you have, let's say credentials, you log in and this is your channel and you determine the content. Then there are third-party channels, which is the essence of public relations, like having other people, other channels talk about you. And then I talk also, because I'm Global Super Connector, I talk also about relationships as, let's say, the third dimension of visibility, of omnipresence. But basically, when we talk about the strategy that we should have about the channels that we own, then we can only talk about social media, website, newsletter, and so on. We should also talk about TV, right? Basically, we can have our own TV channel, not only our social media channels, our TV channel. Well, this is definitely something that we should include in our strategy.
That's true. I think a lot of people, I tell people oftentimes, and it's been so ingrained that we don't look at it, because we look at content and we look at TV traditionally that we're consuming content, but the time has changed. Now we can be consumed because we have a platform like streaming platform like Roku to position ourselves to now people can consume us and find us and grow. Like I was telling somebody the other day, Roku did an actual change on those 2 things. I shared it with a few of my subscribers and things of that nature, letting them know that they used to have it in each of their categories, that they had like 1,000 channels in each of those, but they did a redesign. Now they only have 5 in those categories. So now iDefine TV is a top 500 Roku channel because we actually are on the menu. So there are thousands of channels, but not all of them are there available in the menu in the category. So that means still learning how their algorithm works and how it works, but we're making that point where we're now at that point of we're making that point where we're there in the top 500 Roku channel on Roku in our category. So like you stated, it's really growing. And then one part I'm share with you too is a caveat. You can promote and do advertising on Roku at a very affordable price point too, in the United States, Canada, UK, Mexico, and Brazil. So if you want to do some ads on Roku, you can do that and not just have a little snippet. You can have them point straight to a full-fledged video. So it's a lot of great things you can do in terms of now targeting through their zip code. You can target through their interests, and you realize it's a way to do television in a way you thought was only for the billionaires. It's no longer for the super rich anymore. You can actually put together a budget, a marketing budget, and you can utilize that as your way of reaching another audience of people who are at home strolling and ready, and who has the the money to invest in what you're offering. So it's a great platform.
Yeah, a very democratic platform, I would argue. Yeah. CF, I have one more last question for you before we go. And it is a question that I ask everybody. It's a little bit of a silly question. Let's see what you think of it. So the question is, what is a question that I haven't asked you over the past 25 minutes, but I should have asked you?
Okay. What question you should have asked me? Okay. That's a good question. And the funny thing, I asked that question too to people. I would say the question would be, is it really that easy? And I would say it really is that easy if you just got to a point of thinking differently about television and thinking about how it can be done. The game has changed. If you think about what is online, it's now what's there. They position it for television. And then things, again, just keeping it simple and getting started. You may not be at the TV level having your own channel, but if you want to be interviewed, you want to have your own show, start where you are, and you definitely can do what you have and utilizing the technology you currently have at home, your home office. So it really that easy. Don't think hard about it. Just say, okay, like I didn't think about who, what, when, where, how. I just say, I want to do it and let everything flow in its essence. So definitely, if you want to connect, have any questions, you can find more about me. You can find out how to get in contact with us at smile.iDefineTV.com. And we'll definitely do a strategy session to see how things are working out for you. But you got to be doing video, no matter where you are, do video.
Absolutely, definitely. Yes, and we will be sure to include all of your links in the comment section of this live, so everybody can find you. Perfect. Thank you so much, CF. This has been so formative. We didn't know anything about having our own channels, and now we know so much after this half an hour. And we look forward to having you on the show again in the near future, if you agree.
Most definitely, it's been a pleasure. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, CF. And thank you so much, everybody at home, for watching us here on the Personal PR Show. We'll see you very, very soon for another episode. Bye, everybody. Ciao. Ciao, CF. Thank you.